talk about printing patterns. So once you buy a pattern online, you will normally get some kind of download link in your email to download it. It will come as a PDF. Sometimes they're split up as instructions and the print pieces. Sometimes they're connected. Just depends. And a lot of the times you'll have options for projector files, everything else. You just want to make sure you read the title so you know what you're printing out. We want the PDF because we're going to be printing on a printer, and we're going to be using paper to put them all together. So we don't need the projector, we don't need the AO file. And something that you're going to want to have is Adobe Reader. You definitely want to download this because on most patterns these days, they will have layers. So you'll open this up, open up your pattern. You want to find these little stacked squares, click on that, and you will see that there are layers here. So if we go down to the actual pattern, you see that you're seeing all the different sizes, and that can be really frustrating when you're trying to print them out because it gets confusing. So you can go and choose which size you want. I want a size 2. So I'm going to unclick all the other sizes. But I'm not going to unclick this because it says that you need to keep them on. And see, you can see I only have that size selected. Something you want to do once you download Adobe Reader is you right click, open with, and see, you're going to want to open it with the Adobe Reader. You don't want to open it with Preview or with Word or anything. And you can go into your settings and make that a default thing so you don't have to right-click every single time. It just depends on your computer how to do that. So then once you have the size that you want, go ahead and print. And super important, on every single pattern that you print, you want to make sure that you are printing at 100%. You don't want to just don't even mess with any of these others because it will slightly alter it, which can make a huge difference. And I used to do this and I didn't realize why none of my patterns were fitting. And it's because I did not have it at 100%. So we're going to print that. And let's go to the printer. All right, at our printer, mine is super messy, I'm sorry. You can see that it's printing. I have the Epson ET2803. I used to have a Canon, but it died on me, so I just went ahead and got this. I have heard that if you have an HP printer, that sometimes it will not print correctly with these layers and such. So that's something to think about if you are getting a printer. Okay, once you have your pattern printed, usually it's on the first page. You're going to want to find these pattern boxes. You're going to want to find these size boxes, excuse me. And that is to ensure that you have printed at the correct size. So you want to take a ruler. I'm going to do it by the inch. And it is matched up perfectly. If it's not, even if it's just a smidge lower or higher, doesn't match up perfectly, that's an issue. That means that there is a sizing problem. Maybe you didn't print it correctly. Maybe you printed it on the wrong settings. But that's how you check to make sure that you printed it correctly. And you don't have to, if you're just checking to make sure that the settings are right, you don't have to print all of them. Just print the first page that has the size box on it, just to make sure, and then you can continue and print the rest of it. So we made sure that that's correct. And patterns will be either numbered or by the alphabet, so you know which page is which and the order that it goes in. These have numbers on them. You can see them in the background. And that's how you know which one comes next, which ones connect. So you have these two pieces. They obviously go together, but you're going to want to cut one side off. See how it's marked? That means that they overlap. So you want to cut this piece off and it will overlap like this. And you'll have it usually on all four edges, and that's how you know what overlaps. And if you're ever confused, any pattern instructions, there'll always be a page that tells you how their patterns are supposed to be cut and taped together. This specific one, you want to cut off one side. And then see how you want to overlap it. See how that matches up perfectly? You just tape it and then keep going.
She calls me day and night. I'm sorry girl, you just don't make me feel right. I never meant to make you cry, you were right. Just leave me be, I'm not gonna put up a fight. And every time you wake up feeling worse and then you check the time. It's never what it feels like, just throw me a dime. If everything was good, then you would feel alive. If everything was good, then you would feel alive. Everything was good, then you would feel alive. If everything was good, then you would feel alive. Everything was good.